Here's the question. How do you make the impossible possible? Simple. Remove the I am, the ego. Now, how do you step into that newfound possibility? With a series of small intentional steps. Never forget, the greatest among us started from humble beginnings. But to truly unlock your potential, realize you're here for something greater. If you're yearning for more than just a good life, let's take that small step together to reach greatness. Welcome to the Greatness from Small Beginnings podcast, where we're talking to those who have gone from mediocrity to motivated, overlooked to overachieving, forgettable to unforgettable. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, everybody. I am back, and I wouldn't say this is off the cuff. It's not. I have tons of subjects all lined up to talk about different things I've seen online, different frustrations in the world that I think would be good for all of us to figure out a little bit, kind of like the ones I've done recently on fear, and I have a whole bunch like that. But this one caught me today. I was on a meeting with somebody, a call, and it just something it seems like I needed to do. So here I am. It's not really off the cuff because I have a guideline that I'll get to in a minute, but thank God that this is Greatness from Small Beginnings podcast, and we're talking about how to be greater, how to be the great that we're supposed to be. We're always talking about that, and I really want that in my own life. It fits with a process I've been going through with someone that's coaching me, a big wants. What do you want in life? And actually, there's a mechanism for that I don't know if I'll get into it at this, probably not today, but at some point I will, to talk about what we want and how important that is to the God who made us all. But I'll just jump right into the text of what I'm going to be talking about, which is, it's kind of like what goes around comes around. It's kind of like what you sow is what you reap. And that's a biblical term. What you put in is what you get out. And I look around at some of the people I'm close to, and I think, what in the world? And I think a different thought in my mind, a little spicier than that. What are you thinking? How in the world can you not see that if you act this way, live this way, think this way? I guess it's different as you think first, then and then become something and then behave out of that. Why can you not see the result? I heard a definition of wisdom that's exactly what wisdom is us being able to foresee what is coming, which actually sometimes that's why older people are worriers, because they know they've had experience. We have had experience at things, and that's why we worry, because we see reason to worry now, where in our younger years we just blissfully go along, and what happened, and now we know what could happen, so we worry. We're also smarter. I read in a book that smart people worry more than what they put in the book. It was funny. The dumb people. Smart people worry more than dumb people, because dumb people couldn't care less what happens. They don't have enough wisdom to figure it out. They just go along, plod along, like nothing's going to ever happen, nothing wrong, nothing bad's going to happen, or it might be bad, but oh well, we'll figure it out. But smart people actually know. They actually have in front of them that this is the way it could go, is going to go. This is the way that we need to see this thing, whatever it is, and worry often comes out of that. So we need to stop worrying. So what goes around comes around. When you plant the seed, you get the fruit of the harvest. And I'm going to read some Bible verses, get a little preachy. Don't always do that on this podcast, but this time I'm going to, and I've been doing it more lately, especially since well, let me say, since Charlie Kirk was murdered, because I just am feeling like it almost doesn't matter what you say anymore. It's not good enough for everybody. As middle of the road, as moderate as I can say the things that need to be said, I'm not bashful about being a believer and about the fact that scripture is important to me. I'm not bashful about that. And yet I just feel like I need to be more bold because I really want, I guess I really want the bad people coming after me. Yeah, just come on. Let's get this going and let's have a dialogue. And some people in my life I look at and I say, why are we not dialoguing? Why are we holding back? And I actually am guilty of that too. So don't think I'm standing in judgment of people on that issue, but this is me speaking out. Okay, it's Proverbs 3 in the Bible, Proverbs 3, and it's going to be 3 through probably 10, where it talks so much about the things you put in, the things that come back out because you've done something or become something and then have acted out of that becoming. Verse 3 says, let not mercy and truth forsake you. It could be stated perhaps a different way. It said, don't forsake mercy and truth. Uh, don't leave them be. Don't set them on a shelf. Don't get rid of them. Don't let them forsake you is like you, but the action is you've put them away. But then the next line is a good action point for each of us. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablets of your heart, the tablet of your heart, the singular tablet that you have to write things on your heart. Write that on your heart. And so the result. And so find favor and high esteem in the sight of God and man. I'm going to read some more, give a little commentary, and then I'll go back to the things that we want out of this. Trust in the Lord, one of my life verses. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. And it will be health to your flesh, and strength to your bones. Honor the Lord with your possessions and with the first fruits of all your increase. So your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will overflow with wine. Yeah. Let not mercy and truth forsake you. In other words, don't leave them be. Don't let them forsake you because you've forsaken them. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablets of your heart. In other words, they're important. Don't leave them. Mercy and truth. Analogy for truth is, first of all, don't think that everything you think is true, because it's not. And number two comment about truth is that truth is this broad term. I'll put my hands outside the camera. And it's this broad thing that encompasses everything on that subject or whatever, and encompasses the things God believes and thinks, his opinions on it, and the way he lives and reacts within our universe. The ultimate truth encompasses all those things. But when we, as people, are digging into a subject, all we can see is what's true, the 4-letter word. But truth is a 5-letter word, and it's all encompassing. What we see as true isn't. It's only a portion. It might be completely correct within its borders, but it's not wide enough to take in the whole truth. And so that's where we get in our minds, we think we know stuff, and actually there's more on the subject, or there's a deeper thought, or there's more in scripture to understand. There's a deeper wisdom that comes that can help us. Write them on the tablets of your heart. So let's dig in and get them written in our hearts, mercy and truth. And so find favor and high esteem in the sight of God and man. Okay, here's one of the things that we want. We want high esteem, right? Not necessarily because we're arrogant or egotistical, but we want those things. We want someone, when we say something, to listen. We want everybody to listen is what we actually want, but that means we need to have the mercy and truth and what comes with that, the package of those things, the hanging around our neck and imprinted on the tablet of our heart. And then in the sight of man, God and man, we're highly esteemed. At the end of verse 6, it also says, this is also something we want, is he shall direct your paths. Okay, trust in the Lord. Verse 5, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. An action, a concept, how do I do that? Well, I have to put faith in him. Okay, lean not on your own understanding. Here's the practical uh, feet to the fire, feet to the pathway, things you have to do. Humble yourself. Do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him. Humble yourself and acknowledge God of gods. He has the answers. And then what do you get out of that? The one I started with, he shall direct your paths. We want directed paths. We want straight paths. We want a path. We want a light on the path. We'd like the whole path lit up, but just a little bit of it's good, better than most people have. And it's better than I've ever had, to be honest. I don't know what's in the future, but I want that so much. Verse 7, do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil, and it will be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. I want that. I want that. I want him to direct my paths, and I want high esteem in the eyes of God and man. I want health to my flesh and strength to my bones. The reason I want that, there's multiple reasons. I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a footprint, an imprint on this world of legacy of things that are important to me, being important to my family, to my grandkids, my great-grandkids, and then beyond that, people within my company, but my family for sure. And the reason I want that is because after all the mistakes and everything I made for decades in business and in life, I know things, and I've made those mistakes for good reason. Reasons that and not mistakes, but I've actually fallen short of the mark so many times before God. I've sinned. I've done bad stuff. I've gotten in bad patterns and bad habits, and I've fallen short of God. And I don't want to do that. But in my older age, I'm learning more and more. Got a long ways to go, I'm sure, and I don't think I'll ever finish. But I got a long ways to go. But in my older age, I've learned some things of what to avoid, what sowing this now reaps later. And I have to watch what I'm doing now. I will watch what I'm doing because I see it better. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. This is verse 7. And it will. So do not be wise. Humble yourself again and fear the Lord and depart from evil. So those two things, they must walk hand in hand. If I depart from evil, and there's ill intent behind it, then it becomes piousness. It becomes not humble, which is then I can become wise or righteous in my own eyes. That's bad. But if I am wise, not wise in my own eyes, and fear the Lord, and thus depart from evil, then it will be health to my flesh and strength to my bones. Every time I have a grandchild, I reaffirm the idea. I have 18 grandchildren. The youngest one now is a year, and we anticipate more to come. And every time I have one, I say, okay, need to live another 20 years. That's not completely up to me. God has his plan for my future, the way I see it today, with my limited amount of true, not the whole truth. My limited amount of what's true to me is that he would want me to be around for their graduation and them to move on into the next phase of life. Maybe that's business. And in that case, I'd love to be involved. Wouldn't I, in my 70s and 80s, to be involved with my kids and grandkids in business? Wouldn't that be amazing? And great grandkids. If I live 20 more years, I will easily have great grandkids. Easily. I will have many of them, actually. And within a few years, I actually could have great grandkids. Pretty happy about that. Within 5 years for sure. And then you think about 10, between now and 10 years from now, I could have multiple great grandkids. Looking forward to that. But I want to be healthy. I want to be running. I want to I'm been running for 6 years, and I just did a 29-mile run as a fundraiser a week and a half ago, and I liked it. Yeah, it was hard, but I liked it because there was a cause behind it. Well, the cause behind staying in shape is to be there for my kids, to to not be wise in my own eyes, but fear the Lord and depart from evil, to be that example to the kids, the grandkids, the great-grandkids. And it will be health to my flesh and strength to my bones. Hmm. So now I know the method, right, of that. So don't be wise in my own eyes. Be humble and fear the Lord and depart from evil. Stay away from evil. I'll stay healthier. Whew. Next one. Honor the Lord with all your possessions and with first fruits of all your increase. Now money's around me. House is paid off. That's wonderful. I'm at retirement age soon, roughly. I don't know. But I uh not worried about money. I never really have. So this is a good one. Honor the Lord your possessions and the first fruits of all your increase. Ah, that's easy. That's easy. That's easy for my wife and I. We give away money. Everybody that comes to us, we want to support them. We want to support them in short mission, long-term mission, do all the things. So your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will be overflowing with new wine. This is the sow the seeds and get the harvest, get the fruit. Plant the tree, nurture the tree, and get the fruit off the tree. And this is what this is saying. So how we plant the fruit is honor the Lord your possessions. Honor him. Don't be caught up with all the dollars and what they do for you, and with the first fruits of all your increase. So give a little up front. It's coming off the top and it goes to you, Lord, somehow. And then the result. So your barns will be filled with plenty and your vats will be overflowing with new wine. So there's some principles here, things we got to do. A lot of it's about humility. A lot of it's about not being distracted, but there's results. Listen to the results. You'll find favor and high esteem in the sight of God and man, that he will direct your path. It will be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. And your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will overflow with new wine. And I think, oh my goodness, if those things could happen, then that would be the grandest life I could imagine. Wouldn't it be for you? If that's the case, here's the way to do it. Here's the principles of how to do it. You bind mercy and truth around you and write it on the tablets of your heart. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your understanding. Acknowledge him in all your ways. You basically just humble yourself before God, not just humble as in lowly, but humble yourself before God. Because to have possessions and increase, that means you don't live a humble life. You go get it. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Humble yourself before God. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. Stay pure. Stay pure. Honor the Lord your possessions. You got to have possessions. And on first fruit, give, 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 give. And if you do those things, you'll find favor and high esteem in the sight of God and man. And he will direct your paths. God will direct your paths, which then gives you more high esteem. Oh. And then by humbling yourself, staying away from evil, to be health to your flesh and strength to your bones. And if you handle your possessions the way God wants you to, then your barns will be full and there'll be overflowing abundance. What more do you want than that? So I look at some of the people around me and I say, why are you living with less when you could have these things? And it's not about money. It's not about success or security or any of those things. It's just you're living with less because you're not focused on these things. And I look at that and back at myself and say, okay, but are you? Well, no, not as much as I should be or want to be. So get on with it. Make it happen. Okay. So I have to go it. I have to go get it done. So that's what I'm going to do today. All right. Zig Ziglar. Here we go. You, this really fits today. You were designed for accomplishment. Wow, the results of accomplishment. Yes. Engineered for success. I believe everybody that's reading this can take these principles and do something successful, have abundant success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness. This is where greatness hits. This right here is where greatness hits. Proverbs 3 through 10. Meditate on it, live in it, do what it says. You will get the results. Now, they don't all come as fast as the sentences come off our tongue, but they do come. So I finished up this. Let me read that one more time. You were designed for accomplishment, engineered for success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness. Now, my friend, the call to action. Go be